And I am now charging. Oh, my display went off. So, steering wheel's in the way, so I can't really see it. I'm charging at 96 kilowatts, which is the fastest I can charge on a Tesla supercharger because of reasons, which I may explain later. Saying an hour and a minute to 100%, 36 minutes to 80%. I'm not even looking to go that high because right now I think the rate is 62 cents per kilowatt hour, which is way more than I like to pay for electricity for my car. I mentioned earlier that I got a couple items from the friends from the library store inside Florence and wanted to share those. We got their Blu-ray and their library discs. They're marked up a little bit. You know, they're not in resellable condition or anything, but I just want them for my personal collection. They don't need to be perfect for my personal collection. I don't mind little marks like that on discs, especially when I buy a pile of discs or whatever spare change was left in my pocket. But yeah, I got the remake of Shaft with, oh my God, the guy from Snakes on a Plane. I'm just like suddenly brain farting on his name. Samuel L. Jackson. How could I forget his name? Yeah, it's right there on the cover. Duh. Yeah, I got the remake of Shaft. I also got Rocket Man, the Elton John biopic, which has been on my list of things to watch for quite a while, but I haven't seen it yet. A Star is Born. I am so sick of that song Shallow, but everybody says this is a great movie. I really like Lady Gaga. Don't really know much about the other guy, but yeah, this has been on my list of things to watch and have an opportunity to actually buy it on a Blu-ray at that price. I couldn't not. And yeah, so much hate for Bill Cosby these days, and this is supposedly one of his worst movies, but I still enjoy, you know, regardless of what he did or didn't do. Probably did. I wouldn't want him making my wife cocktails. I still really appreciate his body of work as a comedian and actor, and you know, I'm one that can separate a person's work from their evil deeds, but yeah, that's one of the few movies of his that I've never seen, so that caught my eye. Figured I'd grab it, especially considering that what with Bill Cosby being where and who he is today, it's highly likely that movie's been canceled and pulled from streaming apps, and some places probably wouldn't stock, so I figured I'd grab it for next to nothing. I'm really not sure where I am. This is some kind of a point of interest tourist kind of destination thing. I'm here for the supercharger, obviously. Yeah, an interesting location for a Tesla supercharger. Not as many cars charging as there were when I got here. I'm on Charger 4D. And here you can see how I've parked. Like, there's where the lines are on the spot, and I'm in that spot. That way a Tesla can pull in here. I'm not inconveniencing anybody. I'm not like taking up another spot. I'm just in this extra limbo there, lining up my charge point with a charger that has that, like every one of those type Tesla superchargers is pretty short cable. You know, when I first connected, I connected. So after I ended the last video, I connected, and then I showed you all it was closing out. Well, actually, I think it was closing out the apps right before you stop shooting video, and at that point, I went behind the car, connected the adapter to the supercharger plug, which is more difficult than it sounds. It's a little latch on it, just makes it awkward to do. Plugged it into the car securely, then went back in, opened the Tesla app. You know, I think I had already opened the Tesla app before I went out of the car, but at any rate, I hadn't clicked on find a charger or anything, so I had to find a charger and immediately went to that one being the closest charger. This is nice. We got like a garden area. Queen Creek Olive Mill Market. DoorDash reserve spots. Now this is what the destination is. Most people are coming to that are not coming here for the supercharger. Oh, never been here before. And that's not what I'm here for, so I'm just going to keep going. But I'm enjoying the scenery, and the lion statues, and of course this would probably be I would imagine there's a pretty good crowd in here later in the evening. I mean, nobody wants to eat outside when it's 105 and sunshine. This is nice, Queen Creek Olive Mill. Apparently this is a historic location. Old World Stone Mill, Olive Oil 101. Neat. Apparently this is where olive oil was made and olives were grown back in the day, and apparently still is. I'm walking underneath olive trees right now. Food truck here that's closed. Yeah, I bet this place is popping once the sun goes down and it's nice outside. It's just brutally hot right now, so nobody wants to be out in the sun during this. On the last day of July in a suburb of Phoenix. And I'm not sure right now if I'm standing in Maricopa County or Pinal County. The border is more or less where I'm standing. It's easy to say it's Meridian Road, but as you saw when I drove in, Meridian Road kind of does a bit of an S-curve to make that intersection happen. And the S-curve is not where the county line is. The county line is a straight line. Which there's another road that continues, because that's Rittenhouse Road. The traffic going off to the north there goes along the tracks. That's Rittenhouse Road. And then it kind of does a curve, goes across that intersection straight ahead, does a curve around these new apartments, and goes south on the same alignment as what is Meridian Road to the north. I forget what it's called to the south. But of course, I'm going to get reminded because I'm kind of on the intersection. But that road at that point becomes the county line. The actual county line, I don't know, more or less where I just walked across. Some of the olive mill probably. You know, it's funny. It looks like parts of the olive mill are in one county, parts are in another. Very interesting. I always find this interesting when I can see it. Here we can see remnants of the original Rittenhouse Road. Rittenhouse Road, most of it has been rearranged to accommodate all the development out here. But Rittenhouse Road used to be just kind of a county country road along the tracks out here when this was all farmland. Here you can see, you know, improved electrical infrastructure results in a giant pole has been put right in the middle of the remnants of the old road. But yeah, here I'm able to just walk on the remnants of the old road. You can see it just used to be 2 lanes. And Combs probably crossed, and it probably just kind of went straight across along the tracks, or maybe it curved and went south. But yeah, the present alignment of Rittenhouse is different than what it used to be. And as you go along Rittenhouse Road, you see a lot of examples of that. And you gotta love Arizona digital palm trees. That's the most popular way to disguise cell towers. Even without it being the sun. Alright, my ass back up on the sidewalk. It is a hot one today, holy crap. Yeah, I'm pretty much, whatever time it takes for me to walk over to the Circle K, get myself a $3 meal deal, and eat it. And walk back to my car. That's the amount of time I'm going to stay on the supercharger. I think it told me 62 or 63 cents a kilowatt hour, which is a lot more than I like to pay. And there's cheaper juice. I can either go over to Ready or go over to further in Queen Creek, the convenience store that's got the, what do you call it, the charge point, fast charger. So yeah, Rittenhouse Road to the north. I cannot see the street sign showing me what the street is to the south. We got signs showing a Safeway's going in on that corner. Yeah, this used to just be, you know, a rural area out in the middle of nowhere, and now it's, I think that's Snap Farms to the north of me here. With, you know, odd points of interest like the olive oil mills and stuff out here, but now it's just so much suburbia. Urban drivers tend not to watch for pedestrians and their crosswalks. I do like all the old stuff that's on the side of the road, though. I like the random caboose. Gary Road, that's what it's called. To the south, off to the north. Schnepp Farms Entertainment District, or no, hey, there's a new word. Schnepp Farms Agritainment District. I've never seen the word agritainment used before. So, you know, entertainment made out of old agricultural stuff in areas that have become suburbanized. I love how they have that good old-fashioned tractor. Back when a John Deere tractor didn't need software permissions to be worked on. Tanafune Creek water control flow valve. No direct connection to the Circle K from the corner. We got the little walls that cut off pedestrians. Oh, there's a gap in this one, though, that I can walk through. So as I said, this is the nicest Circle K I've ever seen in my life. Definitely the nicest one I've ever worked on. I mean, it's the nicest one I've ever not worked at, but the nicest one I've ever worked at. I love how their canopy for the gas station is kind of got that farmhouse sort of look to it. And when I was working at this one last summer, it was a pretty new location. It hadn't been open long. In fact, some maps didn't even show it. Yeah, I've never seen any other Circle K that has this big old farmhouse look to it. It's a really, really nice store. Looking forward to going in, although I don't expect anybody to remember me from last summer. I think I only worked like 3, maybe 4 shifts here. But I sure did enjoy those shifts, even though it was so far from home.